about my hustle, stay about my riches all of the time. Keeping my mind on my money and my eyes on the switches for niggas and bitches. Cause in this game, I can only depend on me.
Welcome back, Best Uni Crew. It's Sugar. So come and make a shirt with me. So I want me a country girl shirt. So I go to Google. I search the images that I want and sayings that I want. Found the word howdy. Found me some cowgirl boots. And I'm going to make it an SVG file. So I looked up color pages pretty much. If you look up color pages, you'll find a lot of different things. Just, go to Google, search what you're looking for, save the image, bring it over to your software, which I'm using Silhouette Business Edition to design, but I am going to be cutting in Cricut Design Space. So you can go to your trace panel and select the trace area. And all you're doing is tracing what you want. So once you select the trace area that you want by selecting trace area, drawing a box across your image, you should get a yellow outlining, and then you'll play with it to get all the like rough edges out of it and bring the threshold up right here. After you do that, you just push the word trace, and you should have something that looks like this. After I detach it and remove the flaws, I can always just right click and I can push make compound path to put it back together. And I can also just change the color to black. Now you see it gives me like a color effect, color page effect or whatever. And it, because it was on that outline. Now, for me to get it into multiple colors, I would have to release the compound path. So make sure you duplicate the copy of this design that you already traced. Make sure you duplicate a copy by right click and push duplicate. It'll give you another copy, right? I don't need that one, but I was just giving you an example. So right click, duplicate. So release compound path by right clicking, push release compound path. I do not, by me releasing the compound path, I do not need certain pieces. So I am going to delete what would have been black. So I'm going to grab this box here from the backing of it, and I'm going to delete it. These pieces here are what I would want to fill in the inside of my picture. So I will make sure I right click. I will highlight one, hold down my shift, and everything that I want to be a certain color and connected, I'm going to put those together. And as you can see, one of my pieces here are not highlighted and it's not a whole like it's supposed to be for some reason. So I'm going to have to make sure I highlight that as well and highlight the pieces that I already got slices in them. And I'm going to have to make sure I right click and make a compound path. And that will give me the whole. Let me do it again because I don't know if I explained that well. Let me zoom in a little bit. Sometimes you will get pieces that get left behind for some reason. When I released the compound path, this one got left behind. Why? I don't know. So in order to make sure I get this whole outline for it, because I want this to be red. Whereas white, I want to be red. This one here is in the way. It's supposed to have an opening just like this, like the rest of it. But this one does not. So I'm going to make sure I select that. Select the little cow piece. Make sure there's a box around it. Select everything else that's going to get sliced. So those three pieces are selected. And I'm going to right click with the piece that needs to be selected too. I'm going to make it a compound path. And then it gives me the whole I need. Group them together by pushing make compound path. Now I can change the color. I can just bring that color over here. Line it up like I need it to go. Now, some people do a solid black back of a black background. I don't want to do that because when you do vinyl, you want your vinyl to stick to your shirt and it lasts longer. Now, sometimes you will get a white tracing area and it'll look a little different, but we're just going to run with it. So I'm going to make sure I make a compound path. I'm going to group these two by doing that. And I'm going to put them together. Put those together. That is my boot. And right here, the word howdy. I like it like this, but I want it going downwards. So I'm going to release compound path. And then you see it puts holes into my wording. highlight the D, the inside and the outside. Right click, make a compound path, and it gives me back the opening. Highlight the O, right click, make a compound path, give me back the opening. I'm gonna leave those ungrouped. I'm gonna put the H here. I'm gonna put the O here. I'm gonna put the W here. And then, like I said, you're responsible for trying to line it up, you know, just like you want it. And then you'll go here. Put the boot here. Make sure you got all your pieces highlighted. Get my wording. And I'm going to group my wording together. So I'm going to highlight all. Compound path. And now I got me a cute little design. Now I am going to be responsible for putting each color in here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go up here to File. I'm going to go to Save As, Save to hard drive. Let's just say, girl, let me just name it something too. Then you go down where it says Silhouette Studios. You drop that box down and you'll push SVG file. You'll say OK to save it. I already got mine saved. So we're going to take it over to Cricut Design Space. Upload, open a upload browser, and you'll find the image of your choice that you named. You'll push open, and you should get it, and it'll come in like this. I already got mine uploading. And then you're going to do a HTV, so you need to make sure you flip your image horizontal. So I'm going to push select all. Go right here where it says flip it horizontal. And then I'm going to go to make it. You can size it as big or small that you would like it to be to fit your shirt. So you're responsible for the sizing. Let me say that. So when you bring it over in Cricut, if you don't want it on a 12 by 12 mat, you can also just drag it and make it bigger, but you need to make sure everything is selected together. Let me show you that right quick. So my image is all together. I'm going to push select all. Make sure you push select all if you're going to change the sizing. Up here is your width and your height in your Cricut Design Space. You'll unlock that box. And you will size it the width and height that you would want it to be. My black is already on my mat. I'm going to just move it around a little bit. And then it's like how it's going to cut. And you'll come down here and you'll get your next colors. You'll load that mat. The next color, you'll load that mat. Your next color, you'll load that mat. Now, this one in particular, I think is supposed to be on my pink mat. So I'm going to move that there. The colors was just off a tad. And I'm going to turn it this way. I don't like using a lot of material. So I go back onto the mat and I redesign a lot of it. So let me scroll down and get the other little piece that was left behind. And I'm going to move that to the same mat with the other piece. And then I'm going to bring it where I can see it. Okay, so I got those pieces all lined up on the mat together. Hopefully I don't mess up and forget what's supposed to go where, honey. And then that would be 3 colors total. And I'm going to push continue. And I will cut and I will be back. I'm going to get my first color, which is going to be black. And I am going to put the shiny side face down onto the mat. Color facing down to the mat. Cricut by sliding it between both of those slots and holding your hand on the mat, putting pressure to meet the rollers, and then you'll push the arrow and let the machine take it from you. And then you make sure you do your settings on your Cricut Design Space on what material you're using. Once you select all the stuff you're using, your flasher should start here. You'll push the blank and see, and it should start cutting. Cutting, you know you gotta weed it, so you'll nipple like a little hole over there in the corner to pull some of the vinyl up, and then you'll begin to pull. Now what's supposed to come up majority of the time will. Always pay attention to your picture that you designed if you don't remember what's supposed to come up. Now right here I might have gave myself a challenge because I end up cutting the wrong end off or something. This is puff vinyl, which I did want a puff detail, but I used all this color in puff I had. Now, I supposed to have did puff so it can come through as the inside, but I ended up cutting it black like by mistake. So ain't no turning back. Now puff gotta be at a lower temperature. I'm gonna try my best to layer this. Pray for me. The challenge. I'm going to try to put the inner part, Lord have mercy, on there. And now I'm gonna put this on here just to give me an idea, hopefully, of where to put my design. Please let this work, because I'm gonna cry if it don't. Now, when I say I messed up, because now I gotta try to eyeball what goes where to make sure everything line up right. So I'm gonna go ahead and press this piece of vinyl here. And I'm going to remove that. Now I'm gonna be turning my heat press off and on a lot because these are different materials in case I don't want to press it too much and then I can't get it off there. Then I will try to place this on there to see exactly where it goes. But I can't keep doing that because, like I said, this is a puff vinyl too. So trying to like really get an idea of where this will line up at. And I did it like this because I wanted to be on to the shirt. Now, it will cause a little flaw in the design with some of the whiting showing in certain areas. There's ways around that too, but I really genuinely don't feel like doing all that. I'm just gonna try to line it up as best as I can when I do get to this part. Okay, so I could possibly just leave it like this and get the puff effect and just leave that boot white because I was gonna go in with this metallic looking color. And I still might, but we shall see. From the back, so let me do that. I'm gonna try to line this piece up. And I'm thinking as I'm going, y'all, because I don't want to cut again. So I'm going to line this up as best as I can. And it's going to have some flaws. And I see that now. But it is what it is. And lay my puff on top and try to make sure I get it in the right areas I need it to be in. I wish I had one of them damn pull-out heat presses. Because it's kind of hard for me to see a lot. Like bending down up in here like I'm doing. At this point, we're going to run with it. And we're going to press that part there. Like I said. Okay, I left it down off the heat press because I'm going to have to press again. So my last setting will be like 270 for the puff, which would be just right in some places rather. And I knew it had to have a certain temperature. So it's all good though. We learning today. That puff might come through and save me from all the flaws, but I still need to get it lined up just right. We're just gonna have to run with it because at this point, ain't no turning back. I don't really understand like to line up onto the vinyl as good as we can. to do puff last, but you know, we made a mistake. It is what it is. I didn't mean to cut it. I wasn't paying attention to what my machine was saying was finna cut first, and I put a certain material down because I thought it was gonna cut the black first, and it ended up cutting the part that's supposed to be pink on the black. And I don't know how I ended up doing that. I went back too many times to try to design. So I end up with some flour with a white showing through. But you never know. That puff might save the day. Well, this part here as well. Okay. Yeah, that top piece messed me up a lot. Yep, that top piece threw the whole design off a whole lot. Okay, I'm gonna run with it. I'm not worried about certain areas because I know that puff gonna make it do what it do. That top, I wanna pull it off so bad, but at this point, it's just gonna have to look like it's part of the design. Okay, y'all, I'm just gonna press it because at this point I'm over it, and I would know better next time what not to use and what to use, but I'm praying that this puff like hide the flaws. At this point, y'all, we just gonna look like we got a goddamn 3D effect because whew, my heat press is up to 298, 99, almost 300. My press was set for 6 seconds and it puffed. It looks amazing. It just ain't give what I wanted to give, and I'm a little upset, but certain areas did not puff up as quick as this one did. Still learning how to use puff. I'm not really that good at puff, but I love it so far. The wording looks amazing. So puff gives like a 3D effect to any design, and I freaking love it. I'm gonna learn how to use it, goddamn on it. Look at that. You see it. Probably could have puffed higher, I don't know. Didn't want to take no more chances because I'm just not kind of getting a good temp. I had it on 2 something. The other day I pressed it on 275 or 270 and it puffed too. This one got up to like 290 and it puffed, but it looked like it was almost too hot because it almost caused like a wrinkle effect in certain areas. But for the most part, the puff did kind of hide some of the flaw, not all of it. So next time I won't stress as bad because I really feel like it would have helped a whole lot. You see, you can't really see the flaw because of the puff. So I might try another design doing the puff as well and not stressing myself out about it because it actually turned out cute. It's not cute of color. And, you know, I should have kept it simple. I could have did just simple colors, but you know me, having to be difficult. But I end up cutting certain stuff and it just went from there. But for the most part, make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what y'all think. What colors I could have did different, honey. I was just over it when I got up here and I messed up. But just a little more over in certain areas would have, you know, did what it needed to do. So next time I won't stress as bad about the vinyl technique, but you see it. If you know how to do this puff technique with vinyl, you know, to make it come through and layer properly, please leave me a comment down below. Y'all have a blessed one. Thank y'all for watching.